Hey, welcome to another edition of Talk Business with Audrey. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney. Today I have a really great guest. Her name is Ms. Monica Elam. Thank you for being here this morning with me.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Same here. She is the author of Secret Sunday. She's also a brand manager and an artist development consultant and a social media manager as well. So we're going to be talking today about a lot of things in our very short 30 minutes that we have. But we're going to cover some great stuff. So first of all, I want to thank you again for being here. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and a little bit about your background.
Well, again, my name is Monica Elam, and I have a production company called Elam and Lane Productions, and we deal mainly with clients to kind of get them into the entertainment business. So whether you're an author, whether you are an artist, new and up and coming artist, I try to brand you on social media, get the awareness out there. I do some, publicist work for them in order for them to build like their catalog, basically. Outside of that, I do write. I've been writing since the age of 12. So I started off in poetry, and then I ventured into the novel world, hence hashtag Secret Sundays. And from there, on a day-to-day basis, I do have a talk show. It's called Soul Elixir. And with that talk show, we deal strictly with celebrities. And it's a platform for celebrities to come in, and they're able to speak with all of their fans, talk about some of the projects that they're currently doing, and relate on a one-on-one basis that they don't normally do. So we get to see the real of that celebrity as opposed to what you see in lights and cameras and action. So I have great hosts. I have Darren Henson from Soul Food, Stomp the Yard. We have Mike Bass, which is a former member of Boyz II Men, and also have Tamika Scott, who is formerly one of the songsters from Escape. So we all band together as a Soul Elixir crew.
Oh, nice. I follow Darren on Instagram, and he is doing a lot of stuff. Like, he's always on Instagram, and I'm always like, hey, I'm always thinking him as, Soul Food.
Oh, Darren is on, I want to say, is on speed right now. He's doing plays, he's doing book tours. Well, we do book tours together, but he's doing plays, he's doing book tours, he's doing choreography. He's still doing people's videos.
Okay.
He's producing some of his own work as far as movies that are coming out there now. So he's very much busy on a day-to-day basis.
I see him all the time, and I said, wow, he is always doing something great, and that's a great thing. So now tell me, you talk about a lot of great people that you work with. We always see what the other side of media show us.
Right.
When you get to talk to these people in person and you get to know them, tell us a little bit about who they really are. Because we don't get to see that. We get to see this big old blown up picture of, what regular media shows.
Right. Well, let's start with Darren. So I know a lot of people, I get a lot of people to tell me, I'm scared to talk to him. I'm afraid that if I say something, he's not going to be receptive to what I say. He's intimidating. Darren is probably the most sweetest person you ever, want to meet. He's very humble. He's down to earth. He laughs. He jokes. He does everything that we do. And it's about getting to know a person. What you see on screen is because it's on screen. Some of the, the human side of him is he is more that lecture type person. He does lecture a lot. And sometimes when he's talking to us or talking to us in general, he may slip into that, well, I think, but then he transforms back and I'll say, Darren, you need to put some cracks in your jaws, so you can laugh a little bit. But he's very, I love him to death, very humble gentleman. And, I have taken him as my little brother now. So Tamika, from Escape, I guess Tamika, for me, Tamika's a little bit like me. We like to have fun. We are excited about life. So we're bubbly. We always are laughing and joking and trying to make the next person feel good.
That's nice.
She's very, she is outspoken. She can be outspoken, but she's a very gentle, sweet individual. I love her to death. Yeah, and that's another person. She's like a girlfriend that you want to have.
Okay.
If you need somebody to call and somebody's, bothering you or saying, like the other day, I had a situation, and I just texted and I said, I need to talk to you. But it was just something real simple. She called back. She said, girl, who I got to go get? I'm like, no, I just need to kind of, digress with you on some situations that we're doing on the show. Mike, I'm not sure. A lot of people think that Mike is like really laid back, and they don't get to see the joyful side of Mike. They always see that they think of him and they think of deep Mike talking, and Mike is really he's the silly one out of all of us. He keeps us laughing. He's he just has a comedic tone to him. And he says whatever it is. It's no chaser. So he's not chasing. Whatever he feels, he's going to say. But he's a very giving and person that, he wants to see everybody succeed. So he will go the extra mile to make certain situations happen. He's always that one in the middle. If he feels like it's something teetering to the left or right, he steps in and says, okay, let me balance you guys out. So, but I know a lot of celebrities, but it's different when you have a relationship with them one-on-one. It's just totally different because they're just like us. They're people just like us. So there's no nervousness. There's no, oh my God, and people see me all the time. Like they saw me and Mike one day and they were like, oh my God, Mike, oh my God. And I'm sitting there like, Mike, so it depends, but they're all great though.
So funny. I remember a long time ago when Keith Sweat was out. I'm talking about years. I don't even think I had my daughter. So I'm talking about way out. So I'm kind of dating myself a little bit. But I was at LaGuardia, and I was on my way to the Bahamas, and he was walking through the airport, and people were screaming. I was like, I'm not gonna run up on that man. Look, give him some space. They were, oh my God, it's Keith Sweat. It was crazy, and I was like, and kept moving because I just feel like they're people, and they get so. I know some people love that stuff. They love the whole celebrity thing, but I just feel like they're people giving their space.
Well, before I got involved in the industry and meeting a lot of celebrities, I was kind of like that. Sometimes you got to kind of shun back. But I'll give you a story. Cisco. Me and Cisco are real good friends now. When Cisco came out, he had the thong song. I mean, I was much older, but the thong song was something that everybody enjoyed. And a good friend of mine is actually his manager. So I never really met Cisco at that point. I would see him for sure. I would go to the shows, and sit. So when I finally first met Cisco, I was shaking in my shoes. And I never have been the type of person like shaking. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't breathe. And I was just like, oh my God, it's Cisco. So I was like, is it about Cisco? I was just like, oh my God. And when he opened his mouth and he said, hi, it's nice to meet you. I finally get the chance to meet you. I was like, okay, and he started talking, and I was just like, he's real, just like me. So it just depends. Like it's some people that I kind of look back and go, oh my God. But now you kind of be like, okay, I know they just want you to be who you are in order for them to relate to you. So
it's so funny, and I'll give you a story. My daughter graduated high school. Her grandfather, he's famous, and he was at our house. Now this is her grandfather. To everybody else, he's famous. To me, it's her grandfather. So he was asking me something. I said, give me 1 minute. And I walked away. And my mother goes, oh my God, you just told him to give you a minute? I was like, well, yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? I got to go do something. But there have been plenty of times we were out to dinner and stuff, and people would just bombard the table. And he would just like, I'm trying to have dinner with my family. And my daughter, she's kind of, now she wants to be an actress. But when she was younger, she hated that stuff. Like she didn't want to go in public. She didn't want to go out to dinner and stuff because she didn't like it. Now she wants to be an actress. And I said, that hasn't changed. And you're going into an industry that pretty much kills you. So you sure you still want to do that?
Well, when you become in this industry, become an actor, singer, whatever you choose as that life, you have to always remember people are your fans for reasons. And you don't want to shun your fans off. You just don't want to, be that person that just, I don't have time. Now, I understand eating the dinner because I've been out, with Darren and the rest of the people have come up to the table and he acknowledges them. And then, he turns around and he acknowledges them. But on the other hand, I've been out with celebrities go, look, I'm trying to eat. Like, can I eat for a second and I talk to you? And then you see the fans' faces and they're just sitting there and they turn the whole story around, which is just like, I'm trying to eat. But then they turn around like, oh, he was mean to me or she was mean to me. She disrespected me. She didn't want to sign my book. Like I had a situation 2 weeks ago and you know, I know I'm new, just coming up. But somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, I remember you. You wanted to show you did Secret Sundays. I don't have my book, but can you sign my just a piece of paper?" So I was just sitting there like, I was like, okay, you know, and I didn't like. I just stopped for a minute because I was eating too. So I just stopped and I said, "Well, you know, you have a piece of paper." And actually, I had one of the cards. I travel with my cards all the time. So I said, "I'll give you a card," and I signed it. And she said, "Where can I find you?" And I told her about the, you know, the radio show. And from there, she connected with me she went in my DM on Instagram. And she goes down in the DM. And she connected with me and she gave me 5 people that she wanted me just to send a shout out to. She said, "If you could just send a shout out to them, I'm fine." So I sent the shout out to them. And then from there, she was like, "I have an artist. Do you think you would mind talking to him? Because I noticed on your website you do artist development. So would you mind talking to him? Just kind of, you know, getting his feet wet. So he just needs some advice." So, you know, I said, okay, I'll do that. So, you know, I have people coming at me all the time, you know, "Can you, you know, walk me through this process? You know, I already have a mixtape. I'm already in the process of making videos." And the thing about that, when you find someone that has started in the industry, because it's kind of different now, because the labels, you know, basically want you to kind of work yourself. So that's why we have a lot of independent artists. So when people come to me, like I have an artist right now, she has done her own videos. She has done her own mixtape. She does her own studio sessions. So all she needs right now is just branding. She needs to be able to market herself. And when I told her, I said, you know, marketing yourself isn't easy. You know, it's going to take some work. If you're ready to get your knees, you know, scraped, then, you know, we can do this together. And the main point about a new artist is listening, you know, because your ideas are your ideas, and you do have those ways of, this is my vision, this is how I want it. But not all the time is that correct. Right. So, you know, I always tell them in the beginning, you know, if you're going to listen, then I'm going to help you. If there's something that you disagree with, then let me know, and then we can, you know, decide together whether if this is a correct path for you.
You know, I'm gonna since you brought that part up, I was gonna talk about that, but I gotta tell you this really quick story. So I had moved to North Carolina back in 2004, right? So I was downtown at the TV station because, you know, I'm TV, and I was at this TV thing. They was doing a forum, and there was this guy. He was walking around selling his CD, and so I bought the CD because I'm a supporter of small businesses and artists and things like this. So I bought it, and so I listened to it. A great CD, right? So I reached out to him and said, "Hey, how you marketing yourself, blah, blah, blah." He says, "Well, I don't have anybody. I just want to, you know, I need some help." And I said, "Well, I'll help you, you know, bring me on, I'll help you." He said, "Okay, now, like you, if you listen, I can help you. Right. If you can't listen, I can't help you." Right. So the CD was amazing. So he said to me, "I'm doing a show in Raleigh," and I lived in Spring Hope. That was real country, like really country. Okay. And so I drove into Raleigh, which was about 45 minutes, so it's like from here to Atlanta pretty much. Drove into Raleigh, and he had me in a hole in the wall, and I'm like, okay, this is it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna support him and everything. So I go in there, and I said, okay, this is cool. He wanted to do nothing but that. He said to me, "Audrey, I just want to be known in Raleigh." And I said, "But it's such a great CD." He says, "I want to be able to walk into people's living rooms in Raleigh." And I was like, "What? So you want to take me to every hole in Raleigh?" And no, I can't do it. So you don't want to listen.
Well, see, sometimes when you have an artist like that, they're really not ready to expand outside of their comfort zone. Because maybe, and not saying that this is his situation, maybe he knows nothing but Raleigh. So he's not aware of, he sees on television, he hears the opportunities, but he's not understanding what it takes to get there. Some artists think that you have to start in your hometown first and then build from there, not knowing that maybe you need to get that information and just suffice and go out. And some people do that. So with me, like I said, a lot of times if I hear a good CD, people send me CDs in the DM all the time. And I'm like, "But you send me a CD." And what I try to do is I try to listen to everyone's CD. It may not be positive feedback. I try to give you, you know, constructive criticism and what you need to do the best. But also, I do have a team of people behind me. So I have a lot of people, like, you know, my family is strong in the gospel industry. My mother was a gospel singer. You know, she rest in peace. But I have a lot of people I can turn to say, you know, what's this for? Do you think, you know, they need to go eat? what is it that this person needs to do? Do they need more drums? Do they need more beat? Do they need to, synthesize? What is it that they need to do? So I'm able to listen to them and take that feedback and let you talk. Because not everybody that you deal with in the music will deal with what you got going on. Right. People will, take the tendency to take the time and say, I'm going to do it for you. I'll listen to the CD and I'll give my opinion. But normally when you give an opinion, you already know. So just tell them, if they want to come to studio, their studio time. If you want to market them, just let us know. We'll put them on a platform to get them started. We're not going to, go all in, because that takes a lot of time and, funds and investments that if they're not willing to invest that time, because a lot of times artists want you to do the work. They don't want to work. Once they give you a CD, it's like, here, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? And you're like, okay, but you need to do this before you get here. And they're looking at you like, well, after that's what your job is now. My job is to either get you out there from the materials that you have or manage your process.
So now walk me through that, because you got a new artist. We get pitched all the time. People are always sending you music and, want you to take time out of your...
But wait a minute, this is the funny. People send me, I don't really have like an artist. I brand artists. I'm not a manager. I'm not, but I brand, I got calls last week from people that know me. I need you to talk to this gentleman that he has CD, he's big here, this, that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, he needs a publicist. Okay, so you need to call a publicist. Well, no, we're calling you because he wants you, but I don't know him, but he wants you because I talked to him about you, he wants you. And then I find myself talking to these individuals, and sometimes I have an issue of not saying no. Okay, I do. I have a big issue with not saying no. Not like I can help the world, free the world, but sometimes I just don't say no. I just feel like, okay, I'm going to help you. So I end up talking to this young man. I said, send me your CD, send me your video. I said, and then we can talk about branding and building you. He was like, great, that's all I needed to hear. I just needed to know that someone was in my corner. I was like, okay, so you do know I'm just trying to give you advice. He was like, no, but you don't want to be my publicist? I said, I have so much on my plate where I can refer you to people. He was like, no, but I want to work with you. So, how do you respond to that? Then I find myself like, okay, let's see how it goes. Let me listen to your track. Let me look at your video. Give me about 2 weeks to live with it. And then after that, we can revisit.
So tell me this. So now, you're not a publicist, but you're a brand manager. Kind of tell me what's the difference. Like, what are you doing as a brand manager for the artist?
As branding them, I'm just building their whole catalog. Okay. You know what I mean? If I'm not really seeking things for them to do, I'm not really trying to go to venues and stuff. Sometimes things fall in my lap and I'm like, okay, this person may be good. But I'm just basically getting you to the point where when you see a manager, you have a product. You're able to, whether it's, you want to, do a video, whether you want to be on a concert tour, whatever, you have a developed product that you can give them. And there's no corners cut. So you can give them a video, you can give them a track, you can, as your person, your whole image, like who you plan to be, how you dress, how you walk, how you carry yourself, which genre of music. I'm building all of that for them. Okay. Just building them as a brand. Okay. And branding them, making sure their social media is on point, making sure they're just not acting crazy or, something that's just not going to be beneficial to their career. Like suicide career. I'm not trying to do that. I'm going to try to make sure that you do not go down that road. For me, a publicist, that's, of course you got a little of that, but that's a little bit more intense. You're looking for different avenues, just like you're looking for them to go on interviews. You're looking for them. I'm not doing so much of that now. Like I said, if it falls in my lap, right. You know what I mean? You got a freebie, but I don't consider myself, a publicist like that. But people just keep coming to me like, well, you know this, you know that. Can you do this? Can you do this? And I'm like, okay, can we stop? Because I can't say no, but can we stop? Right. So. If that, and I do have a lot of ends, a lot of stuff for me, I try to, people call me and I say, okay, I'll do it. Or, if I know someone who's better for it, I'll pass it along to them. But that's basically, I'm just building the content.
Okay, all right. So we want to talk about your book. What is Secret Sundays? The title is really, really good. That was some great information. I probably could do this interview for about an hour because it's so good. And I had a whole bunch of other questions, but I'm running out of time. But tell me about the book. What made you write the book, and where is it going right now? And what's your next work?
So how I started the book, it was really, really funny. A lot of times we have girlfriends, and I do have 5 girlfriends that some are over 20 years, 30 years, 40. Oh, I'm telling my age, 40 years of times of friendship. But I felt like some of the things that I was doing, because I would do speaking engagements for individuals and social groups for empowerment of women, women that have gone through struggles in their relationships, divorce, parenting, and things like that. So I would go to events and talk to women and lift them up, and we would do this maybe like every 3 months, and this was in New Jersey. So I would just
where?
I live in southern New Jersey, Cherry Hill.
Okay, deep south.
Deep south. So
I'm from Maplewood.
Okay, so I would basically just take women, and we would sit and we would kind of help them through their situations, because a lot of times when women, you find yourself, if you don't have that girlfriend, you are shunned from going to your mother, your father, your sister, because you don't want to be judged. When you have girlfriends that have been with you for long, nothing is under judgment. They won't judge you. They may get mad at you. You may not speak to them for a minute, but if you can come back like 5 to 10 years, that's a real girlfriend. So, and that being said, the co-author who wrote the book with me, we were sitting down one day, and I had just got on the phone with my girlfriend, and she had called me in relation to her marriage and why it was failing and what should she do, and I was just like trying to give her the information, but I was becoming exhausted because it was like a month conversation. So I'm on the phone, with the co-author, and we're talking, and she was just like, tell me about your girlfriend. So we were talking about it, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we had like Sundays? And we just started talking like that because we all go to church, and we said, what if we develop something, because it was impersonal at that point. What if we develop something like, go meet on Sundays after church? So we just started dialoguing. I mean, it took us like in 20 minutes, we had the whole outline of #Secret Sundays. From there, we just started to pitch in each separate parts, each character, and try to find out what all the characters are about. But from there, we just developed the book. We wrote the book in 45 days. The book was written. So basically what the book is about 5 women who come together. It's a love story, but they come together through their challenges. And with their challenges, they're able to lift each one of them up, because you have one girl, you have Sasha, who's the main character. Sasha is indulged in her career, but she can't find love. But the love that she has, she really doesn't, she wants it, but it's not staying with her, but she wants to find that true love. You have Lena, who's married. And Lena's that woman that I want to do everything for my husband, but there's something that I just don't want to do. But I need my girlfriends to assist me. So the girlfriends are always there to assist them in that manner. You have Allison. Allison's a little feisty, but Allison wants to, because she's in an interracial marriage, she wants to be able to have that balance with her mate and not feel like, she's learning and it's just, she's not like the typical black girl. She has a lot of different challenges. Sophia's spicy, spunky, everything is about Sophia. She's in charge, everything has to be her way, and she's trying to, Then we have Alexa. Alex is the girl out of the 5 who probably is the most all over the place. She thinks every man loves her. But they really don't. So we're trying to tame her to realize that this one person really loves you that you're not looking at. You're chasing after these 3 guys that you think love you all the same, and you're doing everything for them the same way. So they all come together through those situations. They meet every Sunday after church in a secret location. But you got to read the book to find out where the secret location is. But they come together every single Sunday at this location. The spouse, the boyfriends go do their thing, and then they do their thing. And at the end of the movie, at the end of it, what happens is Sasha loses her way. And from loses her way, the girls help her get back everything that she lost. And that's just
I know that's going to be a film. Well, I know that's going to be a film.
Well, right now, I am in talks of getting it done. We're getting the script done right now. And we're getting some other avenues taken care of. We're looking for a TV series as well. So we have a lot of different things that we're trying to, cultivate within the Secret Sunday because we want it to be a brand. So book 2 has been started. And book 2 will be a follow-up, but it'll be a little bit on the man's perspective. So at the end of the day, I'm coming after Steve Harvey.
All right now. I knew that was going to be a book. Like you sitting here talking about it, I said to myself, man, that's me and my friends. At least 5 of them anyway.
Right.
It's so funny, but that sounds really cool. I got to tell you a quick story before we wrap it up. But Georgette and I used to do the same thing. It was 6 of us, and we would meet every Sunday after church. Somebody would bring a snack or something, or we all bring something. And so this one particular Sunday, 3 of us stayed behind. It was like, man, we got to do something to make some money. We have these masterminds on Sundays, ain't no money's coming out. We stayed behind. We sat back down about 4 more hours. Like, we should write a book. This was our first book, 1998. We should write a book. And we said, what are you going to call the book? We called it The Cookbook to Romance.
Okay.
And we wrote that book, the 3 of us, with all in the pen names. My name was Dominique Pierre. Her name was Mickey Jordan. And our other pen name was Amanda Rochelle.
Okay.
And we wrote it under pen names because one of us was really into church. And the book was really saucy and seductive. And she's like, I don't know how I'm going to take that book in front of my pastor.
But not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
This book is saucy like that too. I mean, I can tell you some things that people sit there and drop their mouth, but it's done in taste. But it's done to the point where it's real. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing anything in this book that's not real.
Right.
So like the co-author, she's more like, okay, well, okay, so that part is race. And I don't. Here's the thing: I am who I am. Mm-hmm. And, I'm just I'm very spiritual too, but I realized that when I wrote the book, I was writing it as a woman's point of view because it's reality. I mean, there's a lot of things that people talk about. God didn't say you can't talk about, sexuality. He didn't say that. He just said, it's who you deal with and how you're out there dealing with it. It's not that you can't talk about it. So that's the concept of the book. It's not anything where, okay, this person is doing this. It's just, no, it's not like that. It's like you're in a relationship with a person, your husband, your fiance. You can't perform your duties. Okay, so you need some assistance.
Right.
So, to be honest, in the book, just to give you a little snippet, we do things like we hashtag. In the book, they hashtag each other. When there's a crisis, they say hashtag Secret Sundays and all the girls respond. So outside of that, they're able to come together and be like, what's going on? What's going on? So there are scenarios like Lena. She really wants to please her man. And she can't please her husband because she thinks it's crazy. She thinks like, can I say fellatio? Oh. Okay, so she feels like if she gives fellatio to her husband, that's the worst thing because it's a mom embedded thing. Like you grow up like that. So she goes, that's the worst thing. I don't want to do that. It's just disgusting. But he wants her to do it. Okay, and he's like, you do it at your time, and that's how the book. You do it at your time, but I really want you to do it. So she talks to her girlfriends about it. And the funny part about it is that. Okay, you guys got to get the book, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you one point to make you get the book. There's a scene in the book where Lena has psyched herself up to give her man fellatio, give her husband fellatio. She started to do it, and she got flustered, and she ran in the bathroom. Hashtag the girls. They called her back, and they said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I need your help. I'm in the bathroom." And they said, and he's in there. We have it in the scene. He's calling her name. And she's like, wait. And she's in there. She's like, I need help. So they said, Sasha, this is for you. This is something that you can have. Sasha hangs up the phone and says, FaceTime me. She FaceTimes Sasha. And she goes, you have an artifacts in your bathroom. So she picks up the silver artifacts in her bathroom. Sasha runs downstairs, get a cucumber. They come back upstairs. She shows her. She tells her how to do it. She goes and makes sure that you don't. Okay, but I got you. She said, and then Lena goes, well, how do I know this is going to work? And how do I know I'm doing it right? She said, if he screams, curls his toes, and then turns you over, then you know you did it.
That's right.
She went back in, she performed, did it. He did everything that Sasha said. She was like, yes. So, those type of things that you sit and you realize, like, I do have a girlfriend and I can talk to her about that. I do have a girlfriend that can help me. So, yeah,
I can tell you when the men hear about that scene in the book, they're gonna watch. They're gonna be looking for the movie because I give you a prime example. We're gonna wrap it up. When Being Mary Jane came out, my brother called me. He said, "Did you see Being Mary Jane?" I was like, "You're watching Mary Jane?" He said, "Man, that's every man right there." When she first came out and she was with the boyfriend and the wife with the pillow up there and all that stuff, he was like, "That's every man." It was so funny. So I know that is going to be a hit. I want to bring you back when it's done, so we can talk about it again. So now, this has been so good. Tell people how to reach out to you for the book, how to reach out to you for artist development and brand management.
Well, the main thing, you can reach out to me for artist development, brand management, graphics, arts, would be Monica Elam. That's ELAM.com. That's my website. You're able to go on there and connect with me, email me, and I'll email you back. Or with the book, you can go to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. If you want a personal signed copy from me, you can either email me at Elam Lane, which is ELAMLANE @gmail.com, and I'll send you a personal copy. And also, if you need to contact me that way.
All right. Hey, listen, I've been here with Miss Monica Elam. She has been my guest today. Make sure you pick up Secret Sunday because it's coming out in movie and you want to be there.
Oh, and don't forget to catch me on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights
for Soul Elixir at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 6 p.m.
And where do they find you on there?
Blog Talk Radio, or we have a call-in number that we post on our website.
All right, then. There it is, guys. Thank you again for listening. You have been listening to and watching Talk Business with Audrey. I'll be back next week with another great guest. And as always, until next time, make it a great day. Happy Easter. Good Friday.